tell you something. When you are law enforcement officer, you are not a politician, right? You become an NGO. What do you mean by NGO?
Non-governmental organization. Non-governmental organization.
That means any government account, you can work there because you don't have loyalty for anybody. You are civil servant, right?
Yes.
So if they tell you, say, Mazo is your boss man, please respect him. If you get your PhD, you get your master's degree, and your time hasn't come yet, we had a slogan in the police. They call "Wait for your time," right?
Yes.
Your time will come. In the 90s, when I joined the police, I was a basic recruit. And that's on about 32 years now. You see how I'm climbing the ladder, right? Until today now, I reach somewhere, right? And everything was yes sir, no sir. Let me know Mazuya. Few police officers. And how we did it, discipline and courtesy. I don't want to lie to you. I'm going to take it very serious. If you are not disciplined and you try to disrespect your bosses, we'll get you out of the DA. Let it be clear. Until your time can come, wait for your time. What did I say?
Wait for your time.
Your time will come.
Time.
Tell your friend, your time will tell, say, wait for your time. Wait for your time. When your time comes, that is. I give you a typical example. Look at 1980. Samuel Doe became president in this country, right?
Sir.
He was like 28 years old, right? Bago Matthew, Henry Formula, all the BB politicians, what did they do to him? They worked with him, right? He made them ministers. And every time they go to him, they say, Mr. President, how are you, sir? Why did they say they get a degree and as master sergeant or president? You get what we're trying to say? So that means we take discipline and courtesy to be very serious. If you are not disciplined in the LDA for this time, we're here. Just make sure you pack your thing and you leave. Just stop involving yourself in political issue. If you look at your code of conduct, it says what? No involvement of political issue. Is that right?
Yes.
You won't be a politician, pull our uniform down, go run your campaign. But we take it very serious. If you start calling representatives, senators, and carrying DA matter there for them to intervene, if we get to know, we'll take serious action on you. Nobody is not saying you can't go to your representative and senator. But to make them to start getting involved in our domestic matter, we take it to be serious. Is that clear? Sure. In the meantime, we came with our delegation here. Let me just introduce the team to you. We have Buster Bottom. Okay. Julum. Okay. Julum. He's the new county commander for Nima County. Okay.
South.
I know him very well for the past 15 years, 20 years. He has been working with the DA. Now let's get it clear. There were rumors in Nima that they took somebody different who you say you don't want. You don't have a choice. Let me just make it clear to you. If you have your internal problem here, you come to central office, let's resolve it. Administration decided to appoint Buster Jolon to be the county commander for Nima County. And you will see his code of officers. Now what we are going to do now is, if you work in Nima 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you already used to the people. We take you from Nima, we send you Grand Judah, we take the man from Grand Judah, we send you Sando, we take the man from Sando, we carry in Lofa. Because the more you stay in the terrain, you get to know the area, and sometimes you feel sorry for the people. So we bring in no nonsense people to work. So if you're not prepared to work, write your letter, dear sir, I resign. Okay? Let's make it short. Who else is the Nima here? Alonso is the deputy commander, general commander for the county. Now your second boss in charge. Now we're getting the chief of operation, right? Okay, the chief of operation is coming. The whole group in Nima will come and re-transfer into a different place. So we want the drug dealer to know that we are serious to fight. Most of you people here know them. We will leave you on the ground, but we'll put boxes ahead of you people. These are people I know that they don't compromise. So let's be serious and do our work. Our hint to the wise. Thank you and have a nice day. Buster, your man. Leo, your man.
Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, the chief has said it all. So there is no need of repetition. We came here to do a piece of job. And we got to follow the agenda. We got to follow the plan. So if you can follow the interim team plan, we yourself are on the team. Trust me, we're going to get there. Ourselves have a period to fulfill. And the period begins from today as a start, as commander. So if you're willing to work with the team, my core officer, you can be on the train. But if you are not willing, get off the train. You can't be in a boat, riding a boat. I see that boat in it, and OIC always saying it. Integrity and professionalism is the order of the day. That's the hallmark. Integrity, professionalism. So if you get a connection with a drug dealer, you're involved in the recycling. Right now, like the chief said, cut it off completely. Recycling. Connection with drug dealer. Zero tolerance. Let it be clear. Error, zero tolerance. Let it be clear. We'll work with you when you're willing to work with us. Trust us. We have the managerial supervisory skill to work with people. So once we look at you and you're willing to work with us, you're willing to lead us into the right direction, we'll also work with you. I'm a flexible guy. Get a managerial skill, administrative skill. But trust me, when it comes to fulfilling certain commitment, my boss is looking at me. I got short time. As I speak to you, I want to harass my chief. So next week, Monday or Tuesday, let the car be here. You don't get no time in my face. We gotta start producing it.
You are the only fleet. As soon as the president will give our power, we want to go.
Don't get a chief one bomb. So, gentlemen, I won't talk that much. Action is better than words. We have to implement, but not to talk too much. So I'm willing to work with you guys. I hope when the chief leaves, we'll have some meeting, series of meetings. We'll meet stakeholders in the county leadership, and we'll get to the journalists, which is the press, our media colleagues. We'll talk to them, and we'll see how best we can move forward. We want to make Nima a drugs-free society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So we have a police commander for Ganta. He also here, and at least he can talk to you 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, I'm Superintendent Christopher Manso. I'm the police commander of Ganta City. The deputy ORC, the president of Chief Tapet, has to be my mentor from the day we joined the police force. We took over here since 1 year ago. We've been working with a couple of authorities for DA, and today authorities have changed and bringing new party on board. So mine, on behalf of the police authority, got that detachment, we are willing to work with the incoming administration of DA. So we say again, bravo to the deputy ORC, and bravo to the incoming detachment commander for Nima County. I know him too, very good, very tough guy. I know him, I've been working with him in the town of Morovia. So we say welcome. We are willing to work with you. Even though my county commander is not here, he traveled to East Africa, Rwanda, 2 days ago for 3 months. But in the meantime, we are here to work with you as a police and authority. Welcome, Deputy ORC, the police, OPS. He's my deputy police commander for operations. So, sir, we all work together as one team. And don't security. Thank you. To our media colleagues, we say thank you for coming. We all working together as one team. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay, we have the They're here for the African Union training. This is the company that we contracted to do all of our drug tests. So he can talk to you for at least 5 minutes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I'm Abraham Fufle from Africa Trading Company. We do drug testing for GA and you are welcome. So today, you will be drug tested for illegal substance use. The primary purpose of this test is to ensure your organization's physical and psychological readiness and that you are maintaining proper standards. Individuals for this test have been selected on a mandatory basis for drug testing. There is no probable cause or reasonable suspicion that anyone in the organization is using or abusing drug or any controlled substance. Everyone selected for testing will be tested. Anyone not present will be rescheduled for testing at a later date. Every specimen collected will be tested for marijuana, which is the THC, kush, cocaine, amphetamines, which includes methamphetamines, acetate, the MDA, MDEA, heroin, and from 1 or 4 other drugs. The additional drugs will be chosen on a rotational basis for a group that includes opioids, which
They refuse to follow you. Why are you fighting again?
According to you recording,
You fighting her?
You took my share. You took my share. You took my share. Everybody is taking my share. You made the
what are you doing?
Now what are you doing?
Leave my share. Leave my share.
Look at you. You fighting over there. You might recording. You must know that somebody will win. Now I can do what you get somebody else. You know it's strong, you're too strong. You're doing it. Why are you doing it?
Hey, Kaka, call a man.
Yeah, we say, strong, we say, I have a watcher. Yes, sir.
You know, she's fighting smaller, yeah. She said.
You fighting an officer? Oh, you parle le main? You parle le main, oh? Est-ce qu'il paye you? Oh, vous avez mis le record here. Ici le bois de marque. Ici, here. Ici le bois de marque. What would I mean? Folks, we came here to take the meter down here because the people say they can come in. Tell the team right here, my man. Please leave all that thing. Call the line from here. Let's go quick. No time. Be fast, my man. Look at the lineman and player. You well with you. Let it tap there. Let it cap. Let it something wrong, no? You well with metal steel. Look at your player more. I am tall as that. Yo. What you seeing here? So there's a man coming out here with a meter.
Good evening and welcome to the round table. Today is that's Tuesday, September 7th, 2025. And it's a pleasure to be back on here with today's presentation. I'd like to say good evening to all of our followers of this show. It comes to you Tuesday and Thursday, beginning at 10 p.m. Liberia time, 6 p.m. the U.S. time. Let me say good evening to all of you, and thanks for joining us on this presentation. I'd like to say good evening and welcome to the program, Mr. Abu, and thanks for coming on.
Okay, good evening, and to all of you listeners out there. My name is Samuel Abu. We are here tonight on Waste TV, streaming live from the United States and also from Monrovia at a time which is 6:20 in the United States Eastern Standard Time, and also 10:20 p.m. in Monrovia, which is the Greenwich Mean Time. I want to say welcome to all of you. My host there, William McGill, thank you for bringing me on. And we are sorry we were not here last week, but today we are going to look at training events and we'll give our opinions. And we also invite you, you can come in and join us and see what you can do to help us with whatever information we have available for you. So, William, what do we have on today?
Thank you so much, and again, it's good that we have you. We have a lot on our plate tonight. Basically, we're going to look at the situation with a police officer and a citizen, a police officer who went to carry on an arrest of a citizen for power theft. Power theft is one major situation that Liberia is facing in terms of electricity, distribution, and you have a lot of people using the electricity illegally. So of recent, we had similar situation with a Fulani, individual as well, Fulani lady that caused a lot of people from the Muslim community to come out and protest. We're going to look at that. We're also going to look at the recent protests. On yesterday, I was being able to follow up that protest at the ELWA hospital, and there were a lot of things that were said by the nurses and doctors, and we witnessed the health minister arriving at the grounds of the protest, to talk to these health workers because they have taken oath to protect life and property. We also witnessed former President Ellen Johnson Saliva Rava, but she said, she didn't go there because of their protests. She went to see her doctor. We also talk about, the 15 new vehicles that were given to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Will this strengthen the war on drug? That's the biggest question we will be asking ourselves tonight. So those are, our discussion points, Mr. Abu, and we're hoping to run through all of them tonight and have a great discussion on the program.
Thank you so much. And you see, where is that the video on the police and the police that went to arrest the lady, and the lady, I think there was some force that was being used there, and something happened. Can you play that again? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let me play this. It's
You fighting an officer? You fighting the man? You fighting the man? I didn't pay you. Oh, we are not today because you see the body mark. You see here? You see the body mark? What will I do? Folks, we came here to take the meter down here because the people say that they can come in. Tell the team right here, my man. Please.
Yes, I am seeing that, and you know, this is kind of disgusting. You know, the wave of attacks on law enforcement officials in the most recent times, you know, it's completely something that the government need to pay attention to. If you can just look at within the last 90 days or maybe 60 days, there have been a lot of attacks on law enforcement officers, and the communities or the population believe that the law enforcement officers are not human beings, and many of them, some of these communities, the people have been very hostile, aggressive, rude, disrespectful, and very provocative of the law enforcement officers. But these are the people that we have hired. They are no different from the doctors. They are no different from the teachers. They are the one who take all of the blame from everybody around. Just recently, maybe pastors started coming in. But now the lawyers, the teachers, the nurses, and the law enforcement officers. If we just imagine, in almost all of the cases that we have been watching, it is women that are attacking law enforcement officers. This is very disgusting. And Mr. IG, Gregory Coleman, please, you have to look at this as a study. If you do not have the resources, please look for people to study what this is, why this is happening. Because this is so much that it is not only happening to these police officers that you have in the streets, it is also happening to you yourself. Because certain times you make decisions and people insult you, people curse you, people tell you all kinds of things, you know. So, Mr. Coleman, you really need to look at it. Let's look at this situation here. Power theft is a criminal thing. It's a criminal violation. So why, when you decide to steal power, when the police comes, the police have agreed to cooperate and to work along and give the support to LEC to make sure that power is not stolen. We in Liberia, we are saying that we want change. How can we have a change when we do not want to change ourselves? People continue to steal power. Then every day, we cannot have enough power generated, enough energy generated, because these are the reasons why we are not getting investors coming, because we are not appropriately distributing the current so that people who are able to pay for it will have the current. The regulatory board has set the tariff for current. If you want to enjoy electricity, you have to be able to pay for it. We know electricity is security as well, but your security must also land in your hand. If you decide to be stealing electricity and they invite you, we have to take this, we have to take this. There were times when the LEC or the electrical people come, they just get on the pole and just cut all the lines and take the line with them. The next day, you people have people in the community, you reconnect yourself. They brought in the meters. These meters are programmed. Why, if you do not have a meter, try to put your meter at an appropriate place that you have it protected. Okay? Now, if the police come and tell you, go with us, you refuse. You decide, instead of just refusing, that is a crime that you have committed and you should go with the police. My responses are based on those comments that I see on social media. Many people are saying, oh, the police was wrong, the police did not do it well. But then, let's look at the case of the police. Many of these people who are doing this thing did not even see the Liberian Civil War. I can tell you, that lady who fought the police did not see the Liberian Civil War. You know, if she saw it, she was just very little, and she saw the guns as toys. She thought the guns were toys, but the guns were killing people. She should understand that. Let's imagine if the police comes to you and tell you, you have to go with us. You tell, as long as the police has already identified you and you are the one. Let this be a lesson to many of you. When the police tells you, go with me, I mean, it is left with the way you would talk to the police. The police will decide to say, okay, go in your house and go change your clothes. If the police agrees, but he must be reasonable enough to say he's going to do it. But if he doesn't do it, it is not against him. We have had several instances that we see on television, we see on social media. Somebody is being arrested. Oh, let me go in my house and put on my slippers. Let me go and dress. They go in, they come back with gun to come and attack the police. Police will have to be very careful when they go to do these arrests because they have weapons. They do not know what you have in your house. They do not trust you to say that they are going with you to stay in your house, to look at you, to change your clothes, or to look at you to put on what you want to put on before you come. When you want to do this, ask somebody in the community, please go in my house, get my blouse for me. Go in my house, please get my shoes. Please go in my room and please get this. Or please lock my door for me. But police is not under any authority to go because he doesn't have a search warrant. The warrant he has, which is an immediate one, which means you are already still in current. He comes, it is being identified. You have to go with him. Don't say you have to go in the house to come back. No, the police is not going to give you that chance. There is a likeliness that you will ever enter your room and you decide to lock yourself up and will never want to come out. Then you are given more time when that police should have been somewhere else, enforcing the law somewhere else. He will not be there. He will be wasting all that time before it be just on you alone. You'll be wasting the time because he will have to use persuasive methods for you to open the door. And once you know that you have already committed a crime, you are not going to come outside. You know, until sometimes you want to wait when the police wants to bust your door open to get you out, then you want to look for another line of crime on the police or another line of charge on the police. Oh, he bust my door, he did this. But this is something that you cannot say that the police is under authority, that when he meets you outside and tells you, I have to arrest you, then you tell me, let me go into my house. It's just like when you are home. When you are a driver, you do not have your license. The police pulls you over and ask you, where's your license? Oh, I forgot my license at home. Please let me go home and bring it. No, you have already operated a vehicle without a license, which is already a traffic violation. The idea you left your day home. So it's in the matter of talking civilly to the police and tell him, look, I forgot it home, and maybe you can follow him where he wants to follow him, and you go there and get your license, and you make a paper that you do have a license, and you can bring the license the next time. You can be warned. The police, when they're enforcing the law, they also have discretions, as long as it is not going to put an impending danger on them or on anybody's life. Okay, but she fought the police. And I really want to ask the police inspector general, please look at the young man. That young man was killed the other day. You know, all the people had to do, they are saying yes, but that was premeditated because it took the time that the police was over the vehicle and he rode him some distance before he finally hit him into something and killed him. You know. How are we going to do this? How are we going to have the civilians against the police? Those who were there for the Civil War, the civilians and the police were equally being chased. They were equally being chased. Police were killed. So if they are enforcing the law, it is our responsibility to cooperate with the law. You know, Community policing is good, but it mustn't be limited to only telling the police, please know the police, work with the police, work with the police. You have to tell them the rights of the police and their own rights too, because they have to work together. In this instance of sometimes when police go to do something like a raid or to arrest one person, that person decides to create a big scene in that place there. Then everybody who is not part of it, the thing we call the code of public opinion. Everybody comes from different place and be given the idea, oh, the men are wrong. Oh, the police did this. The police did it. Like this, I really heard somebody say, the girl is not living here. That girl doesn't live here. But how can we listen to these people who are bystanders because they gave us false information? Because some of them, even when you tell them, are you willing to be a witness in court? They will tell you no. Because they know the information they are giving have no credence. Because this girl decided to put up a very stiff fight because she started with arrogance. She started with disrespect to the police. She was not reasonable in dealing with the police, even though she knew that she was still in current. She doesn't want to go to the police. She doesn't want to go with the police and go and talk for herself. She says, oh, I don't live in a house and this. But now, later on, when this thing goes, when this video went viral, she came back in to come and say something. Let's listen to that thing that she came and said. Well.
Okay, let me play this clip too.
Yeah, there was somewhere she said she came to clear the air.
This is okay. Yeah.
So I'm worried about me that I can live my normal life. It was something called last year.
Can you make it loud a little bit?
They saw our meter, and when they saw our meter, we just leave it like that to pour ourselves on direct. Those people that saw our meter, they was the same person that pour us on direct. They was the same person that pour on direct. So, we went to Miracle office,
it's good.
The next day we went to Miracle office. And Miracle gave a written complaint. She said, your child will get a meter. For each time they come, they power them and they come, they'll show it to them. So, if in that period of time, that whole week, for each time they come, and then they can show it to them, they can go. Within that period of time, I went Sierra Leone. And when I went Sierra Leone, I came back. I spent a couple of months there. And when I came back, as soon as I came back, the next day, they sent power to Dominican. And when he reached out to me, I started explaining to him. He said, you won't come to the police station, I should put on the handcuff. I said, but I'm not denying the fact that I'm going to follow you. I'm not denying the fact that I'm going to follow you, right? But let me pull my slippers and wear clothes to follow you. The police officer said, no. I should be Jeddah and follow him. I said, it can be like that. That how he started showing me on a fight. He started fighting me. Even the community people, I think you could hear the noise at the background. The community people said they're trying to pull him between us for him to leave me. The other police officer can hold the people. They're leaving the fight. As long as anyone, one of my neighbors want to try to help, the other police officer can say, you're leaving the fight. So that what happened? And when it happened that time, I couldn't go to the police station to explain my kids because I had an urgent appointment. I went back Sierra Leone. And when I came, I wasn't finished well. I just left it. Because I wasn't finished well and stuff and going to court this, that. I just should to leave it. But not knowing, it was only the police officer that was doing recording. No one else was doing recording. It was one of them that posted the video because only the police officer that was doing the recording. Only they were recording while a friend was fighting me. They were recording a friend, laughing, doing a lot of things. Only them. So that's how it happened. People that have been asking me, please follow what I just said because I want to respond to everybody or respond on Messenger, please. Just follow my life and what just actually happened. Everybody that know person, I'm not going to be a rude person. I'm not rude. I don't care. People that know me know. I want to keep asking what really happened because I'm somebody that is rude.
And Mr. Abu, before you come in, right? This comes to a question that says, in the video that I played earlier before this, herself said, I told you I'm living here. And people was in the background that started to back that. And now with this video that I just played shows how contradicting her statement was in the initial video as compared to the current one. Now she admitting that they stole their meter, and whoever who's took the meter away placed them on power theft, and they file a complaint, to the power theft management team, which has been headed by Mirabel. And now you have I've earlier on stated that I think the justice system, especially the head of the law enforcers, should be very, very swift, very proactive in taking, very strong measures to protecting their officers. Officers are human like us. They do have families. And we can have civilians, normally abusing these guys, especially when it's time to carry on their duties. Their only work is to enforce the law, and whatever that is said to be done needs to be done. Needs to be done.
Yes, because all of these really have to go to our IG. We know that you need to keep the peace, but your police need to enforce the law. There's one thing. When I saw them parading the other day to go to take that man's body and do this and that, carrying the entire security team of Liberia to one person place, he has never made any statement about either warning the communities about the attack on police officers. Police officers do enforce the law. We do understand. Somebody say, but why? I saw in one of the comments, but why are the police taking money from people? You do not have the right to give money to people. You are equally liable. You would give the money to the police. You are equally liable, okay? Because you are committing bribery and he is taking bribes. So that doesn't mean that because you gave him money because you are very much aware that you have violated either the traffic rule or you have violated the law. You do not want the police to take you to the police station or to even charge you, excuse me. So you decide to bribe him. We are not saying that it is good to bribe. It's good for them to arrest. But you are the one who begin it. We stay in that country, we say everybody, the government is not good, the government is not bad. There is somebody that will say, I'm not going to take early entrance because if they don't know you, you will not pass the early entrance. Look at that. A lady will be there, the job is open, the job openings are advertised. They will not want to apply for the man at this time, they will not give you a job except they sleep with you. That kind of preconceived notion is helping to put down people's, some of the competency of some people. They really have the potential to do something better, but because they have their own minds built on something that is just negative of themselves, they don't move forward. All of these, So the police director needs to start looking at things. We understand that some of the police, we don't have to say all of the police. But you got to make it like a mandatory refresher training yearly for departments in the police for the use of something they call excessive force. Excessive force is on these patrol people. I've not seen them running any tapes or saying that ERU or PSU is the one using excessive force because they have trained them to be the one to use excessive force. So why would I be given a gun as a policeman moving up and down to make sure I police the law, that when somebody do it, I touch them, then you tell me that I use excessive force? The police director must be able to understand that the police are human beings. You only came to yourself the other day, Mr. Police Director, when the other guy was killed. And that you even had to wait until the whole population want to get on you. And how far did that go? The social media, we didn't see all those talks on the social media. They just talk about it slightly for one day and they were over. But look at this case where the man is controlling. The other day, we had a lawmaker, as he would call himself, a lawmaker, put invectives at the policeman, and make it look like that is a normal thing. We can't have the violation of police to be a normal thing in Liberia. We cannot have it. Mr. Police Director, if you are not ready for the job, resign and leave it. Some of us have our brothers, we have our friends, and not only brothers and friends, but we do appreciate the work that these people are doing. ECOMOG came and left. You know what I'm saying? UNAMIL came and left. The army is confined in the barracks. So who do we have to enforce the law? Who do we have to police the law? It's the police people. And I can tell you, for the last maybe few years, the police have helped to maintain the law and order and to maintain the peace in our country. I think I saw somebody on social media that Liberia has been labeled as the 10th peaceful country in the world. I heard that. So why can't we do this? Why do you have to turn against the people? Do you hate the police that work under you? Or you want to use people beating them to make you look like you are the King Kong of the police, Mr. Police Director? You have to forget about this. If you don't know how to protect your police, you want to protect your community against your police. That's not good. I don't think they told you that in law enforcement. In America here, when the police comes and says you have to go with us, there's no way you have to go with them. You have to go. Because any attempt, you pull out resistance, in the next 1 or 2 minutes, you will see, because his radio is on by him and everybody's monitoring. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes you will see up to 5, 6, 7 more police vehicles have come by. Because this person is posing danger and this person wants to hurt either the police or trying to create a situation that they will be hurt. And now, at this time, then you come in, you say the police did not do their work well, there was a reasonable force. This kind of community we got in Liberia, even in the street, you want to arrest somebody, the man stands in front of the policeman, he decides to walk away. He doesn't want to deal with the police. And he knows he's in violation of the law. A police pulls a driver over, tells him he's in violation. The man tells him, you stand in front of my car, I will run you over. Just the same way the other man did. He ran the man over, premeditated, and his life is gone today. And you, Gregory Kuhlman, you are still living. All we have to do is to go to the family and say we are sorry. When the man is being buried, we put a Liberian flag over him. Is that a Liberian flag that will take care of his children? Is it a Liberian flag that will take care of the trauma that is caused in his parents? That's not enough. We should be able to start protecting our policers. Because let's imagine another day, another man was there beating the policeman. In less than 90 days, if you catalog it, you have more than 15 to 20 cases of people running or people brutalizing policemen.
And the sad part about the entire situation, it shows that everyone in the country do not respect these law enforcement officers. To the extent last week, we also look at a situation involving one lawmaker who also started, using whatever power he has to violate traffic, regulations, talking about that's his vehicle, and you can have a country where these officers will not stay safe. Instead of we citizens being afraid of law enforcers, we are so very brave to doing what we want to do. And like you were saying earlier on, I think the police IG needs to put some things into place and be very straight about these measures that will be put in place, making sure that the officers, they too have life, they have families, and their families want them to stay alive. So we cannot always risk their life, and just in case anything different happens, we take the Liberian flag and put it over their casket and and prove to the audience, to the world, to social media that, they've died in serving the government, in serving as a law enforcer. The thing about this power theft thing is it's a serious issue, a very serious situation, to the extent that the government at the time felt the best person that could have go over the power theft situation was Mirabel, and they paused there. Now that the situation is not that as huge as compared to the past, in as much as it's not totally, finishing the country, people still stealing current. But again, if you are caught, even if it's not you, but you understand that this person works for the country, the bears, the seal, the bash, and everything of the country, and they come to ask for your arrest, I think you should be very kind of moderate. And the best place to go and explain yourself is at the police station. I was able to cover one situation at the same power theft office here on Duport Road, and I see they do have almost like, it's not a full police station, but they do have different sectors of the place for investigation. So if they carry you, these guys will not just take you and put you in prison. The first thing they would do, they do have somebody who heads those police officers that are always going in the field with the technicians. They ask for your statement. After your statement, they take it to the lawyer. The lawyer call you for almost like an interview as well, to explain yourself as to what happened and everything. So if, like the first video, they claim that she do not live in that environment, now horse and all that thing. So if you go and explain the same way and show proof that you're not living down there, they will not put you in prison. They will not take you to court.
But the major thing is, we know for the last maybe 1 year what the power theft reduction has done to the provision of energy to the people in Liberia. I've traveled to Liberia in April and May, and I was so amazed that many people will tell us, oh, current will be here 5 o'clock this evening, and by 5 o'clock they got current. And almost every community, imagine every community was having their share of the current. And this is because there was enough megawatts saved so that a lot of people will have current at the same time. This has been going on. So when they come to you for power theft, the power theft is not you that they are chasing. It is this person who connected you, the person who did the connection. Most of you are just living in a house, you see the current. Somebody comes, you are the same people that collect your $10, your $5 and give it to the person. The person risks your life. No call, no show. When they get behind you, you don't want to call the person's name. It is the person who did the connection that they want to go after. They are the criminals. But now, if you are the one, you are just facilitating this criminal to do his do his work. Now, another thing I want to look at is this thing about women leaving their role as mothers and leaving their cultural respect that we have in Liberia, where if it is a woman, to even strike a man or her, to even try to force her against her will in the public, everybody, the whole society or community will turn against you. But it is now the women who are publicly challenging the men. I know I'm not lying. I saw the Fuller lady did it. I'm seeing this one doing it. I saw another one somewhere. I think 2 other ones where women are attacking policemen. Why would they think that they are so strong enough? Know your place and keep it. Because just for the mere fact that you are a lady, when you talk calmly, everybody will come to your side. Everybody will come on your side. Man, please give her a chance. Let her explain and this and that. But some of them got so much sharp mouth. They can be the first to start insulting the police. You know, we do understand that you can insult the police, but don't assault him. Some of them are the first to send invectives at the police, and this is not good. You know, we understand that Liberia needs to remain peaceful. Everybody who goes in the street to protest, by the time they do it in the morning, they get hungry in the afternoon, they go back home. I've never seen a 24-hour protest in Monrovia. I have never. Because as soon as they get hungry, you see them running back home. So the police are there to help you. Mr. Police IG, you have actually done well helping to control the police, because I've seen them guiding protesters to make sure that they remain in their lane until they get to where they're going to do the protest, and they try to control them. They are good in crowd control. But beyond this, there are cases where some of the people want to overlook your police. And know this, when they overlook the police, it is you that they are overlooking, you the head, you know. Because you have to understand, insulting the police, and the police, people bring a police report to you, the first thing is investigate better. Don't give a judgment. And just as I said before, these groups that they call, how to call them, professional conduct people in the police station, they got no right to be there. That professional conduct people supposed to be at the Ministry of Justice.
Professional standards.
Professional standard. They should be at the Ministry of Justice. Because if a man or a person is one of the police in the police professional misconduct place or professional standard place, anytime a police, let's say for example, this situation that they're seeing on the thing, Gregory Coleman is ashamed that something like this will be on the media, on the social media. Look, you do not have to be afraid of the social media. That is where we are running all our news. You yourself, when you want to talk, people can be listening to you worldwide. So if you want to take it at your advantage, also accept it to be a disadvantage to you. But you guys start to panic when you see things on the social media. And right there, you start to arbitrate, you start to call line, you say that policeman wrong, the policeman wrong. Before you go into the investigation, and just as he comes, you have already discharged him or you've already suspended him without going into investigation. You know, this is not right. Do not be afraid of social media. Just because the case has gone to social media, so therefore the police is wrong. No. Do not say the police did this, the police did it. Yes. Sometimes people are provoked to do this. Some of the people in the community are very rude. You have seen sometimes even the ERU goes to make an arrest or goes to do an intervention. The whole community comes. As soon as the ERU vehicle is running, is getting out, you see everybody booing them. Do you feel happy about this, that people are booing your police, Mr. Police Director? Do you feel happy? Or you have already joined the community to say that your police are not doing well? If you think your police are not doing well, then you resign, because you are the one on top of things. Do not allow our police to be humiliated in public. And do not be afraid of social media simply because it goes to social media. You still have to look at things squarely and rationally. These people are police. They are the one maintaining the peace. We have no ECOMOG on the ground. We have no UNAMIR on the ground. We have the military in their barracks. They are not interfering. The police are doing a very, very, very hard work. I know we have isolated cases of certain things that will happen, but just going to work. A lady resists arrest. Go with us, she can't go. Waste water, do this. When they want to go, she puts her head there. The man touches the hijab, it is moved. You come. Oh, you go, you apologize to the community. You made the police look very simple. But I see why every day people are on you. Just the same thing with the rape case. You are also doing things, you know. But it doesn't mean that because you are police, you should be able to take all the rocks and all the dirty water and all the stones at yourself. Right now, you are under intense pressure, Mr. IG, ranging on so many cases. This policeman that was killed. And you are easy to clean your hand. Oh, we send it to the grand jury. The rape case cannot go to the grand jury. It remains in your police station. Because you say statutorily you have 48 hours. If you must arrest a person, he must be forwarded to the court in 48 hours. We do agree. But why should investigation go on for more than 1 month that you can't reach to a case? Why must you extend it to forensic? Let that be the court. Let that be the court. When they go to court, let his lawyers request for it, and the court will sanction it. Then you start looking for that. But in the meantime, it is only an appearance bond. Oh, he's cooperating. Mr. Police Director, please protect our police. That's what I got to tell you today. Protect our police. People are dehumanizing our police. People are disrespecting our police. People are doing so many things. Protect them. I don't know if you lived in the United States before. For a police to be discharged or to be put on administrative leave, it has to go through a lot of investigation, not just because when something happened. But you cannot sit down there. They be beating your police in the street. They be jumping on your police. If some people are on this line now watching us, some people who lived before the 70s or lived in the 70s and the 80s, they know what could have happened when you, a civilian, police go to arrest you. You even put your hand on their uniform and tear it. That was the biggest case. The whole case is going to turn into that. Government gave him the uniform, that you disrespected the government. They disrespected the government. So that becomes an instrument for you to be dealt with more than even the main case that they went to you for. Because you cannot place your hand. Look at somebody, the police hold the police by the uniform and pulling it. Look at that. Nonsense. Very aggressive, rude, and hostile people. We live in a hostile community, and we must deal with the people in a hostile way too. Mr. Gregory Coleman, I know you are afraid of those reports that can come, the human rights report, the different reports that can come. Don't worry about it. Those reports are cut and paste. If I can just remind you, take 4 years of those reports from the human rights thing. Put all of them together, you notice that the language remains the same, except one or two things that they change there. Sometimes they just bring one specific case, but the rest of it will be the same thing that was there the previous year and the previous year. Why are you afraid that you allow your police to be beaten, or just because you appear on social media, you think it's good and good? Nobody's looking at you as Mr. Clean. You have your own dirty leanings, mister. You got your own dirty leanings. Please, do not be afraid of the human rights reports that can come. Do not be afraid of the social media. We are all using it effectively. You use it too. When you want to give a press conference and where you go, because you want it to go all over the world. So do not be afraid. Just do the right thing. But you have to protect your police. You know the law. You know. So all you have to do is to be running. Oh, the police did not use reasonable force. The force was not reasonable. The force was not proportional to the reason why they went to do the arrest. Okay, but at the same time, you have to make a swift decision, and this decision must be the one that will carry you forward. Well, I don't know what you want to say about it. I've already spoken to my IG. I know he's going to take cues from this. No other policeman is going to die. No other policeman must be arrested must be beaten in the street. Please, the police IG, make sure that every year there is a refresher course on reasonable use of reasonable force. They don't have to all come to the police station. I mean, all of them do not have to go to the police academy. This can be done right at the police precinct, where you have trainers. They just go there and talk to them about it, show them videos and other things about what is reasonable force, proportional force. They show this to them, they demonstrate it, you know. But you are not doing this. You send a man to the police academy. When he comes from there, it takes 5 years. You got nothing else to show him. He's in the street there. His uniform gets torn. His uniform gets faded. You're not taking care of your police. All you have to do, we have logistic constraints. Logistic constraints, but you stay right your car 24 hours. You got 3 other cars parked in your yard where the people, even when the police precinct need it, you don't give it to them to use because you are the police IG, you know. But you have to learn to protect and respect your police. If you want to respect them, give them good uniform. Make sure that every year a police maybe issue 1 uniform. Or if that is not the case, try to have a place that they can order their own uniforms if they have money. You're not paying them money already. You know, look at this. Look at this girl is acting like a giant. Then you say that's not a reasonable force. You put her down. In America, for some of us, we take the training. In the twinkle of an eye, you are on the floor. You are on the floor. You ever regret why you decided to even act like you want to punch me? You regret. You be on the floor just in seconds. Then when I throw you down, I stay and wait for you. I tell you, get it again. You say we'll not get it and come back. Because the way you hit the ground.
But before.
Because it is not all about the reasonable force. You know that you have trained your police. And this is it when they are attacked. This is what they do. They are armed. They are this. You have trained them. Then when they use the force now, or when they make a decisive decision to use force when necessary, when they feel that they are protecting or defending themselves, then you say the force is not proportional. I saw somebody on social media say, "Oh, he didn't bring arrest warrant. Power theft, they must bring arrest warrant." We got lawyers who need to be writing arrest warrant for people. The lady said she doesn't live in the house. I mean, at the time they went to arrest, she doesn't live in the house. Okay. If she doesn't live in the house all that time, okay, but she is now explaining how the first time they stole the meter, whether that's true or not, we don't want to believe it, because the first time she has already lied that she did not live in the house. Now, which of the meter did they steal? They stole the meter. They went, then they brought the same people. They came and connected them direct. That they did for almost 1 year. She left. She went to Sierra Leone. She came back. She didn't follow up the case because she knows that she had current. She didn't follow up the case. She sat down until she saw on social media that she wanted to build up a story. She said she wants to clear the air. Clear what air? You have attacked our police. You. God will punish you. Yeah, I'm done with that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And I know the IG is listening somewhere, somehow. This
the next time I will share it with him. Then
yeah, and that is great. Our next point is the vehicle, turning over ceremony of some amount of vehicles to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Of recent, we've been following, issues concerning the LDA, and we talk about those issues as it relates to how amount of drug being arrested in the country, especially around Monrovia and its surrounding and other parts of the country as well. And now that the president, in his own wisdom, turned over 15 good vehicles to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. And I don't know if I could play the interview before, or we should just start up. But the president on today turned over 15 vehicles.
Well, the president turned over 15 vehicles. Let's hear what the OIC says about those vehicles. How are you going to use them? Because we saw the president vehicles.
Yeah, the president also cautioned them to take care of it because maintenance is
Yes.
major. It's very, very major. But let me play the LDA video. And
Yeah. Because those are all high maintenance vehicles.
Overwhelmed.
Toyota Cruiser and other thing for big fast terrain.
yeah. So we can get it. And
I'm overwhelmed because we receive logistical support from the government of Liberia through the Excellency, the President. As we be aware, the President delivered the cash to us. We are hitting the ground very hard. And we make sure that we deploy the cash and we serve the community.
Prior to you having this new handover of 15 vehicles, can you kindly tell us what it was like in terms of fighting drugs across Liberia without sufficient mobility?
Fighting drugs is not just about logistics, it's about community involvement, it's about surveillance. So the additional support will just provide additional support to our strategies already, but it's not new to us. We're not just on logistics, but also intelligence, also on commitment and discipline.
The president also spoke about you sustaining these vehicles. He's concerned because you heard it in his own term, if we don't look after these vehicles, tomorrow again we'll come back and have the same issue. Can you make a commitment here?
We will have a zero tolerance policy on the mismanagement of the vehicles, so we can reassure the public that the vehicle will be used for the intended purpose, and there will be a strictly fleet management policy. And those who drive those vehicles will adhere to the rules of the road, and will make sure public safety comes first.
There are 15 in number, but do you intend other parts of the counties where you don't have vehicles? How do we intend to distribute them across the country? How do we intend to use them?
We already have the deployment metric for this vehicle already. We are providing additional support to our vulnerable communities and air and seafood as well. So there's already a deployment metric for these vehicles.
So you have been very instrumental, you and your guys have been very instrumental in fighting drugs of recent. What has been your driving force since you took over, sir?
Go involve communities involvement and our intelligence.
Thank you.
Let's tell us how many vehicles are installed before.
We have a little over 5 vehicles installed, and now we have 15, so we have 21. We are deploying additional resources in the county. We cannot stand here today and tell you we are deploying 5 or 6 in the county. But what we can show the public and the citizens that we deploy additional resources in our hotspot communities and our hotspot counties to be able to respond to the issue of drug trafficking and drug abuse.
Thank you, Captain.
Yes.
so that is
The OIC, right?
yeah, the OIC.
That's the OIC. He spoke very well and he said some things. I don't know how well he can keep to them. They've been doing extremely well in recent times. And again, let's say he said he will have zero tolerance to the use of the vehicles. And he said the vehicles will be used for the intended purpose. Okay. I hope the intended purpose will not be to go carry your family to one country to another, and sometimes to go visit your girlfriends and other things, to take your family from place to place. But the intended purpose be that the vehicle's got to be the hawk, looking for where drugs are. But they've actually been doing well in most recent days. I also put them to the 90 days, the last 90 days or 60 days. The LDA has been doing well. I don't know whether the new group that came knew where the drugs were. Maybe they knew where the drugs were. And the first group was still looking at the drugs and passing by there. And the new group came, they just started picking the drugs up in large quantities, So we cannot say they didn't know, or it is just an extra strategy they brought. What extra strategy they brought? They are all police people. They are all policemen. So what strategy that they are only identifying at this time? Are they telling us that they are getting more cooperation from Joseph Boakai more than they ever received such cooperation from George Weah? Because this is something that you are coming in, you are picking up all the drugs. before. No, there's no new strategy. It's the same old strategy. But it looks like you were setting these strategies along with the people who have the drugs. You all sit down, you tell them where to be. We come in here tomorrow, they ship it to another location. You know,
almost like pay for play.
yeah, that's pay for play. That's what they been doing, you know. Because why is he coming to Allah? He's the smartest man. He been in the police for so many years. And he said he got so many years in the police. And you policemen, you can say you know drug, you know narcotics are contraband. Why you be sitting now behind your decks at 105 or 1050 or 1099 that the drug is somewhere you know about it, you can't get a tip off. So it is only today that you got the intelligence that you're able to do it. Why you didn't do it before? That all of them have been undermining their friends, you know. It's like you know where it is, but you would never get a tip off because you don't want to talk about it because you don't want your need to be called. Now you have been given the responsibility before you start running after it. If we had started this work a long time ago as law enforcement officer, not that you were not DEA, you know, who told you that a policeman cannot know about drug business and go inform the DEA about it? You knew about these people because you just coming in and you got all these things. And one more thing I tell you, Billy, what I realize is about the whole drug business. Again, more women are being arrested these few days, my man, with their drug business. Look at a 70-year-old lady.
I come display a picture.
Look at a 70-year-old lady. Look at somebody bringing tramadol in red oil gallon.
Yeah, oil gallon.
Look at the other day, they brought a lot of tramadol again in flour bags. They mix them up with the flour. And all of these are women. Look at the other women. Look at the other woman. That church woman. They say she told one of those big churches she wanted to be with me in the church. Come in with drug to Roberts fee again. She was arrested. All these women here involved in drug business. Then in the end, when they are handled appropriately, then people say, oh, y'all don't respect women, oh, and y'all will not touch the women, oh, you do this. Look at this old lady. Look at them. More women are involved in drug trafficking
than men.
You know, they are the ones who sell it because they are the silent population. They are the silent traffickers that you don't even think they are. They put it in the cup under the bench that they sit down on in the kitchen, helping to spoil their children. Then some other women will come and say, people, they were bringing the drugs, they are the one that do it. No, the drug is being peddled right in your community, spoiling your children. Your children, before they go to school in the morning, they pass there, they do the thing. When they go into the classroom, they're looking like zombies. Then you will not understand. When the national exam result comes, they all flunk. Then you say, oh, the school system has really spoiled. You are helping to spoil the school system. And it's not the school system. The school system has had its curriculum for a long time, and very brilliant, very good students have come out of our schools. Some of them have gone to be doctors and other things. The failure starts in the family. It's the family. We know many of you, your children use drugs, and some of you know about it, and some you act like you don't know. You protect them. Look at these women, cataloging women alone who have been arrested. They look like the new men that only women will run after. You're not catching them.
Maybe he knows all those women that are involved in the act.
Yes.
Like I said, Mr. Abu, it's almost like a pay for play because you had, I think they should be the third leadership, the third or fourth leadership of the LDA since President Bouaka took over. The first one was with the Fadiga's brother, and as well as A.B. Kerman and Gao Kwewu. And I remember he had another OIC taking charge, and from there another, DA boss into a situation that came out with one of his guys getting involved into, drug scandal, trying to compromise the situation. And now we also have another OIC who is also in charge. that is catching a lot of, drug dealers. A lot of these people that bring. So I just wonder sometimes as to how a lot of drugs are being arrested in the country. These people are prosecuted, and we don't see a final end to the situation. They start the prosecution, we don't see a final end. A lot of them are arrested, and we yet then still see a lot of young people, struggling with this drug issue. A lot of young people still have access to taking these substances. It speaks to how, how it is, and how you should think as to how this guy go about, getting rid of these people, bringing these people to book. But yet and still we still have high quantity of drug in the country that still destroys a lot of young people. A lot of young people are running mad. A lot of young people are dying because of spark and die. It just makes you to wonder how how we can be able to strengthen the fight against drug in this country, and be able to do away with these substances is another tough thing for us to think. And one thing I want to say is, with the huge number of people that has been arrested or have been arrested by the LDA, and now they've been crying on mobility, empowerment and everything. And this is one aspect the government just did by giving them mobility. We this also see a lot of people from the 15 countries being arrested with huge quantities. And I think these are some of the questions that I actually wanted to bring on the PRO tonight, while also trying to do a proper schedule of the conversation, so we can have it on and talk about his new boss and some of these things that they have been involved in terms of cracking down on drug dealers, people that are bringing in these substances in the country.
I think next week will be a very good time that we'll talk to him, because I think I saw they are trying to redeploy new commanders. They are trying to shift the commanders around. I think in Ganta, I listened to a video there where some Tape, who is one of the guys who running the LDA, said he was changing them. He doesn't want any officers to get used to one location or to one precinct for a very long time, and they're going to be shifting them around. Okay, now, how are they going to get a support? Because running gasoline is very important, because the drug enforcement vehicles should be moving like how the police vehicles run as well. They should be on their toes day and night. But whatever happens, they have to work along with the police. For example, in Ganta, they have to have a very strong place there. I think Ganta could be one of the places that the head referred to as the hot spot. They would need their own vehicles, because the border counties also are where most of the drugs are coming from the border counties. And they have to understand that they shouldn't take the women for granted, because for some of us who study mathematics, we look at pattern, because if the pattern has started increasing of more women being apprehended, arrested with drugs, or arrested in complicity of trafficking narcotics, they should understand that not because a lady comes with plenty of boxes, this and that, they have to start looking for detectors, narcotic detectors, to help them, especially for vehicles that are passing through. Because look at the other day, a tanker coming from somewhere in Cape Mountain. They saw this, they had it loaded all the way on the top, not where the gasoline was. They had it loaded on top there with boxes of tramadol. They need to have detectors at specific places. And I heard them talking again about drug testing. Drug testing should be at random. It should be at random, where they have only identified one institution. Can that institution go around the country and test all the drug enforcement agency agents? No. You know, because this is not only for the Drug Enforcement Agency, it should be for the police as well. Where every common will enter the police station today, he see you behind the counter and tell you, report yourself to the lab. And they go there and take instant drug tests, you know. Because let's say, for example, marijuana. When you take marijuana, it takes like 3 months to remain in your system. You know, people try to act like they can take other substances to cover it, but it doesn't cover it. The only one that it covers is the K2. The K2 you can cover it. It takes some time before it can be detected. Okay, the amphetamines. You know, so we need to start doing things not the old way. We need to start this drug business. It's a very, very big thing in Liberia. We have to stop looking at it. Mr. LDA, man, don't talk for nothing. All your friends that you know, that you knew before when you were in the police, that were doing drugs, but because they were way in Nima County and you are assigned in Monrovia, you say it was not your business. They were way in Sino County and you in Monrovia, you say it's not your business. Now the whole country has been put under you. You have to let your men make sure they move those people. Because once you do not go that way, and in addition to this, be coming out with strategies of how we can help or support the victims, these people who are using the drugs, our young people. It is not only the matter of the Ministry of Health and Welfare or the Ministry of Education. It has to be you too, because you are the one who know about the drugs. You should have a scientific knowledge about it, how they treat people. You should be able to work on all of these. So we're just saying that more women have been arrested in recent times. The women are more involved in drug trafficking, and we should not take it for granted. You know, there is nothing wrong with people coming with a whole drum of oil. Then you say you got to chase all of this oil. Don't be afraid. They can stay there for 10 years. It is their business. You are doing your work. But when you think they are taking these people away, you are wasting the people's time, that's how the things go. Because every time they come, you just tell the driver to go. You tell the driver because they know, you know, all of them, because they know you are not paying attention. And this is how all of these things are going. So I feel that the Drug Enforcement Agency, they call for support and they are being given a support. The only thing we cannot assure them, whether we'll put the 1,000 men who are around there impersonating as drug enforcement people and their name is not on payroll, they need to get them out of the system. Those are the people who are covering up for people who are doing drug things. They are the pay-for-play people. They take it from one place, they take it from Peter, they carry it to Paul. You know, because they are DEA people, they move with it and nobody have it detected. Sometimes they sit down in the front seat of the car. By the time they reach into the front, that mean, Mr. John, that mean, and they let them pass. They are taking you from one location to another location. And the 1,000 men that they say, that he is saying they need to put them on the payroll. No, let's find a solution for them to get them out of the system.
Yeah.
We need to get out of the system because these are the people who are working and paying themselves. They're not making money, but sometimes if you look at the kind of houses they're building, they're doing businesses that are not registered. They help the people. Somebody goes to them and tell them, my goods coming next week, this and that, can you help me bring it? They go to pick it up, they bring it. They never report. So that is the next one I want this new LDEA man to be talking about. To bring an LDEA man and say, we saw you moving drug from one place to another. Or we saw you went, you arrested a drug and you never reported it. These are the people that want you to do it. You have to name and shame some of them. Then you make the people afraid. These are things that you should be doing. Thank you so much. Let's go to that. We're almost out of time. This EAWA people.
Let me bring the video from ELW quickly, then we can on them. concerning their issue there. Let me get this. I want to get this video from here. There be quickly. Okay, I know this is.
We're still waiting. If somebody wants to join us, you can come in.
Yeah.
We will still want to hear your view on any of the topics we're discussing today. The LDA and the attack on our police.
I'm trying. I got this video. I don't know why. Okay, let me get the video back. But again, while I'm still trying to get the video, these nurses, I was also able to capture one of the nurses pay slip. She asked that I take the picture and
please don't show it here, just read what is on it.
Yeah, this is not the video. And there were a lot of things. Okay. Let me just get this.
You know, ELWA is one of the places that they have had their nurses and their healthcare officers or personnel working consistently for so many years. I remember there is somebody I left at ELWA sometime in the early 2000s, and I went the other time, the person was still working there. So can you imagine these people working and you don't pay them, you know? And worst of all, how are these people going to be pensioned? How are they going to be retired? Every month you cut money from them for retirement, for Social Security, and you do not remit the money to Social Security. Why will you be behaving that way? You know.
And they do have Social Security ID card. And
yes.
And they say that in as much as they have these ID cards, they go to the National Social Security to check, because you can also do a checking as to whether your employer is sending the funds they claim they are cutting from your salary to the National Social Security. And they said these guys are saying that absolutely there is no amount being sent to them for their Social Security, and they also say that they've worked, especially during the time of the COVID-19, they worked and they needed to get some benefit. Some of the workers that are working there got, fired because they claimed that their bosses needed to employ their family members. But let me play the clip quickly.
Yeah.
We know what benefit. We know what benefit. I still here. Because they are not good people. They pay 1,000 without it. So when no good pay, there will be no work. They so out of ambulance. We pay transportation to kind of work. So we want money. Either two things salary increase.
Abu, this video I'm about to play is a lady. She said her mother. I don't know if she's still in the clinic, but at the time she spoke with us, she said her mother was in the hospital, and her mother is seriously sick. But these nurses and doctors were out there trying to call attention for their salaries and arrears being owed by the ELWA hospital be paid, and the need increment in their salary. So her point was, in as much as they are protesting, why would these nurses abandon the patient in the hospital? But the nurses and doctor also claim that they arranged the go-slow action, the protest, however they call it, in a way that they still have some people that were taking care of patients in the clinic. So when I play this, then we can go further with the discussion.
The patient and inside, who will take care of them? Who taking care of the patient before they coming outside? Doing weird time, they used to come and protest here. They used to protest for the salary. Doing job weird time, they used to come and protest. Now our patient is inside. Giving our money to see our patient. The person is protesting because they were not taking care of them, number one, and they want their salary. They want their salary to be paid to them. So now they want to have our patient in. They want them to be taking care of our patient. Now the question there. Our patient is there. They're not doctors, not nurses. They are us protesting. They want their salary. They want for everything to be done to them. They want taking care of our patient. What we pay money for? Our patient is in. Us money go too difficult. Then we will have something to take care of the patient in the hospital. My brother is there, Nana.
So, madam, according to the leadership of the hospital, they plan the protest in a way that some of the workers are.
So that is it right there, Mr. Abu. Monday was a serious, dramatic. I don't know if I would call this dramatic thing, but it was serious at the ELW.
Was that a very large group that were protesting?
It was not the last group. I think they also had another situation, but I had to leave because I needed to.
We saw nurses. Were there doctors too outside?
Yes, there were nurses, there were doctors, and they were huge in numbers. We saw a lot of slogans. They even had a different interpretation of the acronym ELWA, and there were a lot of things being said.
What did they say ELWA mean? Eternal life winning Africa?
Evil, Elmi. They have so many different acronyms. W mean wiki, K, A me, arrogant, and whatever way they were saying it, it was
you see, I am happy that on that day I did see the former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf going there for medical checkup. She reached there. I saw all of you trying to run to her, and she said, "No, I didn't come here for that, this and that." But I wish when she was in there, she would have created concern to know that ELWA, despite it being a private hospital, the government should also be able to intervene swiftly when they are having this kind of thing. The labor ministry, the people are talking about working under conditions that are not favorable. The labor ministry should be able to come in. They don't have to wait until these people go there. And also the workers, the labor ministry should be able to give the health workers there a chance. That's a private hospital, and they should be able to allow them to organize into unions. And these unions should be the ones that should be able to do arbitrations for them. But I don't know if there are any unions there. Here in America, almost every hospital got unions. And you would decide to be part of the union, or you decide not to be part of the union. If you are part of the union, every month some amount of your salary is cut, a very minute amount is given to the union for the management of the union, because they have to be part of a larger group. They have to go to meetings, they have to go to do this. So if there is no union, who talks for them? That is why I ended up all of them coming out and talking and saying different things, because I don't think that there was a union. There is a union at ELW Hospital, but they need to have a union.
So at the time when all of these situations was happening, just before their protests, they claimed that there was absolutely no union. So of recent, they have had a union who put in place the protest action, they staged the protest, and they think it was the best way to call the attention of the government, the management. And I think their plan was one of their best decisions they had, because you had Deputy Health Minister at the scene, you had the current Health Minister, Dr. Koto, who was also there, and she listened to their petition along with the management of the entity, the current management of the entity as well. So, but they currently have a union at the facility that staged the protest on Monday.
Yes, because when we talk about unions, during pre-colonial days, people started advocacy for independence through unions. After colonial days, let's say in the 70s and the 80s, in the 80s in Liberia, the labor ministry could never allow certain areas to have unions, because they felt that people were using the unions to have the workers go against the government. And that's what happened in most cases. That's how coup d'etats took place. That's how independence came into many countries. So if you can look at the history of most of the presidents in Africa who became the first prime ministers or the first head of government after independence, all of them were union leaders. If you look at many of them, they led unions, and eventually those unions turned into political parties. But they were all unions. So they are normally a threat to the government. But when we have come in these days where human rights violations, where a lot of rights are considered, many things about people, the welfare of people are considered as rights. Therefore, the cooperation and the existence of unions must be allowed. And if I say the labor ministry, I don't know, they should have health workers union and a larger group that should be coming to them. If you want to be part of the union, you organize yourself at your agency and you become a part of that group. They call them, like they used to have a Federation of Trade Unions in Liberia, FTUL. Okay, there's a guy who used to be there. They used to call some David something. He was almost in jail almost every 3 weeks because some ministries or some agencies and companies wouldn't want him to be in their area. By the time they come there, they call the soldiers, the police. He's arrested and he's put behind bars. And these things happen many times. The people don't want to allow unions because they want to deprive the people of their rightful money that they're supposed to get. They don't want them to get the rightful pay. They don't want them to get their benefits. Like in the hospital, you may have sometimes ELWA. You're not compared to have the medical benefit with ELWA. They can provide a medical benefit for you through an insurance company, and it is left with you to take another hospital or to take another PCP, primary care place, to be where you want to go to hospital. Not because you work at ELWA, but because of our own communities, where a person is working as a janitor at ELWA, he feels that his entire family must be treated at ELWA free of charge. A person working as a nurse feels that the entire family must be treated at ELWA free of charge. But they are holding themselves that ELWA should be able to provide them medical benefits and give them the opportunity to determine where they want to take their treatment. They don't have to come to ELWA. You see, they could go to another place. You know, as long as ELWA gives the money to that insurance company and the insurance company pays the coverage for that. But in our country, we have come such a long way, and many things are not changing. We think that changing the head of government is what brings changes into the country. No, our attitudes must change. There are many little things we don't look at. Let me just tell you before I close. This group they call CMC. They invited me to a program in Philadelphia. I did go to the program. They said the program was starting at 6 o'clock. That program did not start until 9 o'clock. The head Musa Belete did not come in until almost 8:45 when they had told, they sent invitation to people, invite to people that the program was starting at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. That program did not start 9 o'clock. And I was very blunt. I told them, you guys are talking a lot here, say you want to change government, you want to change Liberia. Making more bridges is not what we call changing Liberia. Building more houses is not what we call changing Liberia. Because if our minds are not changed on little things, something will spark out. Those bridges you build it, we can break them in minutes. Those houses you build it, we bust them down in minutes. But there are few things that we should do, which are little things that we should have learned from home and from our elementary schools. I spotted them, I told them the time. You don't tell us that we must come here at 6 o'clock. We left our businesses. This is not Liberia where we ain't got nothing much to do. This is America. We got other things to do. You tell us 6 o'clock. All the people sitting down here, they be here 6 o'clock. You know, you can't come to them to tell them what is happening, you know, and you didn't start your program until 9 o'clock. That is wrong. You need to apologize to the people. You know, those things happen. They are not going to like me for saying this, but I will have to say it. When it came for time for invocation, my own observation, the man came, a Muslim, he came, they recited the Al-Fatiha, and the program was about to continue. I had to scream to somebody, no Christian prayer, no Christian prayer. So what were they telling us? That this is a Muslim affair. We can't start things like that. We can't start with discrimination. We can't start dividing our country. Then we say we want to bring something better. We want to change. When they come here to America, they tell us we must be at work 7 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, we're there. You're leaving 1 hour from the play. By 6 o'clock, you're out of your house. You're driving, you're going. You must be there to clock in. When we go to Liberia, the ministers come to work 10 o'clock. The ministers come to work 11 o'clock. They stay in their office. Some people stay in their offices until 8 o'clock. This is something we must be very concerned about. The man is there, he's a minister. He has a driver. Okay? He doesn't start his main work until 4 o'clock when the work's supposed to have ended. That driver came to him in the morning, 8 o'clock, and he was with him the entire day. 4 o'clock, he's still working. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, he's still working. And he's not paying that man any overtime. You know, that's labor disingenuity. They should be able to pay people for the extra time that they work. If a janitor should stay after 5 o'clock to work, that janitor should not come 8 o'clock in the morning, because or else you are having him to work for 12 hours that you are not paying him for. He should be able to work. He should be able to work only up until that time, 8 hours a day. That's what government work call for. You drivers out there driving for the ministers, driving for the heads of agencies, you got to be able to tell them your rights. Let them fire you because of your rights and you go to civil service. Let civil service tell you that you are there because you are a driver. You're supposed to work from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the night for 12 hours and making $50 or $45 a month. That's not fair. People must understand. You know, we'll be talking about other agencies and other workers. You know, if you want the mayor to work, if you want the mayor to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, then he must be able to leave 4 o'clock. If there's a janitor who's supposed to clean up the rooms after the people leave at 4 o'clock, he's not supposed to come to work at 8 o'clock. He's supposed to come to work maybe 11 o'clock because he has to work extra 3 hours after the people leave at 4 o'clock. So he should be leaving by 7. And these are the little things that we don't look at. Even the police, you work 8 hours. But it looks like the police like to work more than 8 hours because they feel that the more time they work, the more the opportunities for them to gain something. That is wrong. Make your schedule. Let the police work from 8 o'clock. But the 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock is only for the people who work in the offices. The police, the patrol person, no. You know, this is why we say most of the people who go to work, they are not administrators. They only care for themselves. And when they go in, they continue with the same thing that has been happening all the time. You know, that's what Alexander Cummings said. Doing the same thing, the same way, all the time. How can you expect a different result? The result will always be the same. How are we going to change Liberia? Liberia needs to change. So to close in tonight, we ask on the eyes to please find a way to provide some respectability for his police officers. He has to clamp down on these people who are resisting arrest, who are deciding to fight the police, tear the uniform, hide them, and do everything, and he's doing nothing about it. LGEA men, please. Women are in the forefront so far in the last 2 months since you took over. If it has reached 2 months, women are in the highest number, in the higher number of people who have been arrested in drug trafficking. You have to start taking a cue. And all the security agencies need to start doing extra studies. It doesn't have to be within that thing. They can outsource it to research organizations to really tell them what is happening. Give them the authorize them to talk to your policemen, to talk to your people in the various agencies, so that they can really evaluate your area and see what is going wrong. In the absence of war, in the absence of peace, we have to be prepared. We still have a lot of peace in Liberia. We could credit ourselves to it. So it doesn't mean that the police are keeping the peace, so therefore we should be attacking them. This is wrong. ELWA workers, you need to organize yourself into what we call unions, because it is wrong for you to decide to protest, especially for what you are protesting for, on the Monday, when everybody who was sick on Saturday say Monday morning I will go to the hospital. Monday morning they are there. We know you had a very good timing. That Monday will be the day that will create attention. But you have to engage the leader. You have to have a leadership and engage the administration. If you have a social security card and you have contacted social security, they say that the hospital is not remitting your money to social security, and it's not your business. It is the social security that should put ELWA in default for not remitting the workers' money. Because if any of you have to be retired, you have to go to Social Security. They will have to find a package for you. You need some benefits. Your salary is too low. How are you paying a nurse that goes to Cotton University or to Stella Maris, get a BS in nursing, and they come out, you paying them the equivalent of $45 a month. Pay their way every day, pay transportation from different locations, come to work, stay and work extra hours, playing with blood, taking risk with people who have big diseases, work, and you pay them $40 to $45 a month. Some of them could even let their relatives just send in that money because there's no reason to work. If it is true that is what you're paying them. But this is wrong. This is wrong. $45 to $45 US a month. That is wrong. Well, we just want to say, try to take an active way to seek your own interest, go to the labor ministry and make a report about it. And whatever happens, the labor ministry will do something. If ERWA hospital will have to be closed, they need to be closed. If they don't have money to run the hospital, they need to close it. It is a government responsibility to provide health institutions for the people. The government will have to find a solution. So I want to say thank you to all of you for listening. Those who have been online, Montgomery Shah, Julie Pedawala, regular. We look forward to watching you again next week. We say thank you so much for watching. This is Waves TV, and my name is Samuel Abu. Bill, I turn it over to you to give your final statement.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abu, for always being on here. And we like to say thanks to Julie P. Wala, who always following us. And she says the law enforcement officer themselves have reduced themselves to trash. And Matagomi Sa said, I love this program. The IG must protect and respect your police officer. Again, we'll be on here Thursday to talk about issues that relates to Liberia the most, especially making headlines in the news. Until Thursday of this week at 10 p.m. This is Wiz Online TV, and the roundtable is live on Facebook and on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday, 10 p.m. Liberia time and 6 p.m. the U.S. time. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.